Uh,
You don't
and
give me
and we'll,
permission,
let's
actually.
let's give Kristen a round of applause. Okay, that sucked. Let's try that again. Let's give Kristen a round of applause.
Thank you. Okay, so before I start my workshop, I want to know a little bit more from you guys. So what were the key highlights that you guys saw at YEB? And Trevor wasn't there, so I want him to understand how great YEB is, because I want to know your biggest takeaways and what you learned the most. I actually came up here with a workshop in mind, and I can still definitely do that. But if you guys were like, hey, I heard this at YEB, I need to know more, we can also do that. So, Brooke.
Wait, what are our biggest takeaways?
Yeah, what was your biggest takeaway that you want to be able to implement into this year?
That I want to implement this
Yeah, here, we'll start with Steven.
year.
Right.
Right.
Let's see. My biggest thing I want to implement this year, the biggest thing that I took away from our management meetings was whenever Brian Stevenson talked about his assistant manager field training culture and having that be in the office. And so my biggest takeaway is that I want the best, most awesome, coolest culture of field training, where it's a normal thing for a new rep in a fast start to go watch somebody like a Kristen, like a Brooke, like a Serena, and go out and sell. And I think that's just going to increase our rep retention and development incredibly. So that's my biggest takeaway. I want to make sure that we have a great field training core.
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Brooke, we're back to you.
This isn't completely Cutco related, but it's a part of it. Money. So,
Okay.
I don't even know if this was talked really at the beginning. I got some ingredients. Is that okay, Mike?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
a whole weekend, whatever you learned and what you take away, what you want to implement.
I think one of my biggest takeaways was the financial part, and also investing. For example, they were showing how much money this person makes if they start at 28 years old, what that looks like in 40 years, versus if an 18-year-old started, then they make 3 times more in 10 years than the person who work 40 years, but because they started 10 years later. That actually kind of blew my mind.
Yeah.
So I feel like a lot of people start investing way later.
Right.
And so it's we start now when we're young, you can be a millionaire. And at 50, 40.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So yours was to start investing, make a lot of money so you can start investing.
Yeah.
Awesome. I love that.
Yes, million.
Oh!
Million.
Oh!
Guys, I was doing the math, y'all. It's insane.
That's awesome.
Y'all need to do an investing calculator and just play around with it.
That's cool.
That's the great thing about this job is everybody has the potential to be a millionaire, regardless of who you are, where you came from, anything like that. So I love that.
Just start now.
Yeah.
Don't leave that savings account.
Serena.
Okay, I think I'm ready. So I have a couple of things that stood out to me. So starting it off, the very first thing that was said was belief leads to actions, and your actions lead to results. And so it all starts with your mind. And I feel that is just something that I didn't really think about. It's
Awesome.
I gotta do these things and this is what I need to do to get there, but where does it start primarily? Within yourself, your beliefs, your thoughts, what you're thinking. And all of that leads to everything else. So that was a big thing. It's either a skills problem or an effort problem. The best time to start is yesterday. The second best time to start is today. And people don't like being told what to do. They like being inspired by how to do something. And so I feel that's another big one for me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I love that.
So you can boss someone around all they want to go sell, go do this. But inspire me. Make me want to.
Inspire.
No, I'm sorry. Why should I? No,
Right.
just kidding.
So get your inspiration.
Yeah, for sure.
I love that. Rylan?
Mine's kind of a whole bunch of different things, I guess I want to say. Cause I liked whenever, they said, cause like how Stephen was saying that the meetings are important and like the workshops are important and not, you should show up. But one thing, I didn't write down who said it, but, one thing one of them said was you might not need the meeting, but the meeting needs you. So like, you might not think that you need to go to the meeting, cause you might think, oh, well, I'm great at da-da-da-da, so I need to be there. But people could use what you know, rather than you just like not going because you don't need it. Someone else could have questions that you would have a good answer to, or something that they could do that would work for them, rather than what someone else is saying that they could try that wouldn't work for them, if that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say? And then just make sure that like, this is kind of like for your branch office and like district office and stuff like that, like whenever you have like assistant managers or reps and things like that, like make sure that you are checking on them and not like, he said it starts with how like, see how the person is, and then you talk to them about like the business and stuff. So just like, don't be so like business sided all the time, really like show that you're like kind of a human and you're like, hey, are you okay? And like, how was your day? How was this, da-da-da-da? And like kind of what Stephen does with everybody, and then get into like the business aspect of it, rather than just be like business all the time. Right. Because it just makes you a little bit more like easier to, I guess, come up to and like talk to about problems and be a little bit more of like a problem solver, rather than just like, well, I feel like I'm getting in trouble if I say something like that.
Yeah. Awesome. So like fulfilling your duties.
Yeah, kind of like that.
I love that. Yeah. Liberty.
This is kind of long, okay, but I'm going for it.
Good.
So it's from, I really liked Danny Khalil's speech, and it was just like that everybody has unlimited potential, but you can't count on anybody to get you there. You have to get there yourself, and nobody is going to drive your car to your future. You're the owner of your car, so where you go with it is up to you, not up to anybody else. So that's what I took.
I love that. That's awesome. Did you have any takeaways or anything? Okay, that's okay, because these are kind of like a recap of a long weekend. So the reason I bring this up is because each of you guys have your own individual goals, whether you're trying to sell $1 million, whether you're trying to go run a district office, whether you're trying to be a better district office, no matter what it is, there's goals that are going to lead you there. So I want you guys to answer me a question real quick, and then I'll get into what my workshop is. Who feels busy with work, with school, with anything, but you still feel behind? Do you know why? Because your schedule. If your schedule doesn't align with your goals, you're never going to hit them. So the way that I was able to sell $130,000 last year, the way that I was able to become a CSP this year around running a branch, around preparing for a branch, and around a lot of stuff, was because I had my schedule aligned with my goals. So it took a lot of work and it took a lot of preparation. So don't expect that you're going to become a scheduling master tomorrow, but this is something that you need to work towards in order to fulfill all of your goals. So the title of my workshop is Design Your Week, Design Your Life. Steven. So I want you guys to understand why scheduling equals freedom. It's not a restriction, it gives you freedom. So we're also going to learn a simple way to balance Cutco, balance school, balance fun, and balance future goals. And then we're also going to walk away with a personal weekly schedule that you can follow. So, okay, so first of all, when it comes to your schedule, there's 4 buckets that you need to fulfill within your schedule. So the first bucket is going to be your income. All of you guys had goals towards something, and there was 2 of you that had income as part of it. Like Brooks was really great because it was geared towards this. How do I become a millionaire at 40 years old? How do I become a millionaire at 50 years old? I start now. I start today. Your schedule towards your work is going to align that for the rest of your life. So your first bucket is income. Your second bucket is going to be education. The second bucket is going to be education because most of you guys are in school still. I was still in school when I was trying to fulfill big goals. But if you're not in school, education is still huge. I mentor with people to learn more about the business. I mentor with people to learn more about finances. So education, no matter if it's actual school or if it's just learning how to improve your life, is a huge bucket to have. So that's the second one. The third bucket is going to be life and fun. This is something I struggled with for a little bit because I'm a person, I feel guilty if I don't work. But then I get burnt out. It's because I don't have something fulfilling my life, having fun. So I'm not saying we're going to fill your schedule with work 24/7. I'm saying we're going to fill your schedule to where all your buckets are full. So fun is important. Your friends are important. Your family is important. So that's another bucket that you need to fill. Whether it's friends, resting, going to the gym, whatever, that has to be in your schedule. And then your fourth bucket is going to be your future. So what this means is, what are you building towards? Are you building towards skill building? Steven's building towards, how do I help my reps and get them in the field more? Brooke's learning how to be a millionaire. Liberty's learning how to drive a car. No, I'm just kidding. But still, you have something that you're working towards. So we need to figure out how in your schedule is this reflecting it for your future. So I want you guys to put up on your fingers a scale of 1 to 10. How balanced does your life feel between work and school? Do you feel overloaded with something? Do you feel like, oh, I'm lacking in something? If you're a 1, it means like you don't know what the heck your schedule is. If you're a 10, you're like, I have this mastered.
If I go to school.
School, fun, work, everything you want to fulfill in your life. How are you feeling?
4 buckets, maybe?
Yeah, the 4 buckets. Yeah.
Wait, what's the question?
How balanced are you?
How balanced are you? Do you feel like you are balanced in your schedule? Or do you feel like you don't even know what you're doing tomorrow? 8, 7, 7. Perfect. Nobody is at a 10, which is great because we're all still building. So don't feel bad about not being at a 10. This is something that I'm going to work towards for forever, probably. I'm going to continue trying to master my schedule. Josh Moeller, he is the biggest CSP in Lone Star, in Diamondback, or whatever it is. Like, he's the world.
He's awesome.
He owns, what, 5 businesses?
I heard 9.
9? Yeah. He has 9 businesses. So I sat down to ask him, like, hey, Josh, how do you get good at running businesses, and how did you take on multiple? He said, your schedule is your life. You master one thing, and you move on to the next. So for him to tell me that, I was like, okay, and you start listening. So most people are either overscheduled in school, overscheduled in work, or overscheduled in fun, sleeping, gym, whatever it is. They're overscheduled in something, and that's why you have that feeling of like, I'm not comfortable with my schedule. It's because the one bucket is not getting full enough. So what we're going to do is create a consistent, fun, educational schedule for you to be able to follow. So what I want everybody to do is pull up their calendars. I use Google Calendar, and I think most of y'all do. So if you have your calendar created, which I think most of y'all do, I want you to kind of have a checklist as we go through this. Like, do I have this? Or am I just saying that I'm going to put it in there and I never put it in there? So the first step is to lock in your non-negotiables. So what are non-negotiables? If you're a student, it's class. If you're an assistant manager here, it's team meetings and staff meetings. If you are whatever it is, what's a non-negotiable that you cannot miss every single week? is your sleep in there. Sleep is something that is so important that if you get behind on it, you mess up your entire schedule. I had the biggest problem with that when I came back from my branch, because I was like, oh my God, I don't have to wake up at whatever time anymore, I can sleep in. Ruined my whole schedule, fell off the wagon, and had to learn how to work again. So sleep is huge on there. So do you have your non-negotiables in there? If you don't, add them. Your second step is to fill in your income blocks. So this is Cutco demos. This is, if you're a manager, it's working with your people, doing training, whatever that is. Whatever appointment times that you have to create your income. This can also be training. It can be skill building. It can be whatever it is that you need to have in your schedule for income. Now, one thing that you guys aren't going to be happy with me is your phone time in your schedule. That's one thing I had to master when I sold $130,000 was phone time. You can ask Steven, I fell off the wagon, I'm not perfect, but I always consistently had 3 phone jams in my weekly schedule. So if you don't have those, your entire schedule falls off. Now, one thing about these 2 steps, you don't need more time to complete these, you need protected time. If something is in your schedule, it is a promise. If you're like, oh, well, I was supposed to have phone time at 9 a.m., but I don't want to wake up then, so I'll do it at 11. It's not protected, so you're unbalancing the rest of your schedule. You're filling up one bucket where it doesn't need to be. Step 3 in your schedule, you need to make sure that you have school and study blocks. Now, if you're not in school, think of other ways to educate yourself. So if you are in school, what time are your classes? And this can actually go up in number 1, like non-negotiables. What time are the times you're going to do homework? Because this is able to move. So study time should be like a job. This is important. You don't want to get behind on school time because that affects the rest of your schedule. If you're not in school, what are you going to learn this week? What do you want to learn this year? Do you want to read a book? I'm not a reader. Steven's trying to get me there, but I'm dedicated to learning how to manage my income and get better with my savings. And I'm also learning how to sell at a higher level. I'm not in school, but I'm constantly learning. So add some kind of education in there to fill your bucket.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you have like a recommended, like how much time you should focus on like your education learning if you're not in school?
If you're not in school? So that kind of comes up to you. So for you, Brooke, yours is kind of, every single schedule is personalized. Mm-hmm. For you, Brooke, what I would do is I would dedicate time every week, at least a couple hours. Now you have MIT meetings. That can be one bucket for 1 week. Yeah. Now I'm not saying take 4 hours of a day just to sit down and watch videos and learn like that, but it could be, okay, while I'm on a drive, what am I listening to? Am I listening to a podcast or am I listening to music? Am I listening to Changing Lives by Selling Knives? Am I listening to a book that I want to learn? Am I listening to whatever it is? It can just be small stuff like that as well. And I would honestly recommend studying before you work. Now, that doesn't mean like put study above work. It means do it before you actually go to a demo. If you're learning something, like say I'm listening to a podcast of how to get better at upgrades, I want to listen to it before I go to work. It's going to get me in the mindset to get there. If you're like, oh my God, I have this assignment due, and you're stressing about it, if you go to your appointment and then you do your assignment after, I was always stressed. So I would always do what I needed done and then go to my appointments in the evening. It just made me feel more fulfilled and less stressed. Okay, step 4 on your schedule. Do you have fun on purpose? So one thing I had to learn how to do was honestly teach my friends how to have fun on my time. It's kind of weird because they have their own schedules and everything, but I had to.
Hey guys.
Are you okay?
I'm good.
One thing I had to do was express to all of my friends of like, hey, these are my goals. This is what I'm working towards. I have a super busy schedule.
You sit here? I'm good.
So what I did was train them of like, hey guys, like I'm super busy. I have huge goals I'm trying to achieve. I know you guys are too. Let's have a dedicated time every single week where we have fun together. So what I did last campaign was every Tuesday night I had a movie night. We actually called it like family night. We always had nachos, we always had a movie, or we played Mario Kart or whatever. Those were my favorite nights of the week because it was fulfilling my cup of fun. So it doesn't have to be Tuesday nights. But do you have fun on purpose or do you have fun in the cracks? If you have it scheduled, you are less likely to stress when you're having fun. You feel less guilty for having fun. Actually, I don't even feel guilty when I'm having fun because it's in my schedule. I planned for it. So have fun on purpose. So make sure that is in there. Now, one thing about fun, you can't do it as a way of procrastination. You can't be like, oh, well, I'm having fun, so I'm going to push this off. You have to make sure, like, okay, my fun time is my fun time. It's not my procrastination time, just to get away from other things. So purposely put things like that in there. Okay, so do you guys have any questions on those 4 steps to your schedule? No? Okay, perfect. Okay, so do you guys have all of that stuff in your schedule? Like it's checked off? If you don't, add it right now. One thing I found is when I would listen to scheduling talks, is I'm like, okay, yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to do that later. Why would I do that? We're literally talking about scheduling, so add it. The reason I want you to do this right now is because we're going to add everything and we're going to kind of talk about it together. So I'm going to use you, Stephen. What is the first thing that you went to implement in your schedule that you didn't already have in it?
First thing was study time. I definitely, like, I kind of do study time like you talked about, fun time, like doing that between cracks. I'll study in between here and there, I'll listen to it on it, but whatever, I don't have intentional time all the time. And then the second thing is fun on purpose. I kind of just like figure it out, because I love the work, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know, whenever I'm done, I'll take it home, have fun, but it's like, it's a good idea to have.
Yeah, for sure.
Something.
Brooke, what was the first thing you implemented after hearing the steps and the buckets?
I think, well, I put like education, because I feel like I'm like, you're right, like I don't go to school, what am I learning, you know? Because I always tell myself I'm gonna like read, and I do listen to podcasts, but that's about all I do.
Right.
And I was like, I keep telling them I'm gonna read, and so I'm actually gonna put that in my calendar, so I actually do. So I always am like, oh, I'll do this for my morning routine, and then it always gets rushed and I don't.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's good to put that in my calendar, so I am actively learning, you know, leadership, management, finances, those are like my top 3 today.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Education is huge. We're always learning without realizing it. Like you're in MIT. You should be prioritizing that education. I'm a CSP. I should be prioritizing how to sell lamps. It's just stuff like that is so important because if you don't fill your buckets, you're not going to get a fulfilled life. So, and I had to learn that the hard way. Serena, what's something that you added?
Well, it's not something that I've added yet, that I need to add, but it's phone.
Mhm.
And it's like, I guess I'm just struggling trying to figure out what I'm gonna fit in around school schedules and stuff
Right.
like that. Because I know like I can definitely put a phone time at like 3 or 4, but like is that a good time? Is that gonna be the most productive time? Can I do it in the morning? Can I do it in the afternoon or when people get off of work? So it's kind of just one of those like, where can I fit it in that would be most productive?
Yeah.
Like the best
Mhm.
time that works with my schedule. So that's
Yeah.
something I need to figure out, but I need to put in.
Mhm. And I can even tell you mine. Mine was team meetings, so every Thursday, Saturday mornings, and Sunday evenings. Or if I was like busy on Sunday or Saturday, I always had Monday mornings or something like that. So I always made sure I had 3. Sometimes it would have to get moved around because a week-to-week basis is definitely different. But keep it around those times.
And when you
That
did
worked
those
best for me.
3, were they like 2 hours each?
It really depended. I didn't do a time goal, I did a call goal.
Oh, okay.
Mhm. So,
That's good.
yeah, so for phone time, like since we're on it, the way that I work is I need to hit a goal and time doesn't really, like, I don't know, I'm just like, okay, it's 2:00, I'm done, like, I feel like I didn't do anything. So I would definitely put it in my schedule for 2 hours, 1 hour, whatever I had time for in my schedule, but I was like, how can I get these 50 calls? So I started doing like, let me do 100 calls. Let me do, like, whatever your goal is, make sure you hit that call goal. If they answer, awesome, you just got a demo. If they don't answer, who cares, who's next? So,
So say you
Kinda
like,
think of
did
it that way.
50 calls and you only booked 1 person, but you really wanted to book like 3. You keep.
yeah, you can keep calling. The way I had to think about it is like, okay, I did what I promised myself. I made 50 calls, so I'm not stressed about it because I can do it on another phone time. Or if I'm like, okay, I didn't fulfill this goal, when could I hit more?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I have another 20 minutes, let me do more. So, yeah. Okay.
That's helpful. When did you do it, like specifically like time-wise, I guess, like Sundays and Saturday morning?
I can actually pull it up. Okay, so I did. Let's do this. Nope. It loads. Okay, so I always did it during team meeting, which was on Thursday nights, kind of like ours are. And then I did Saturday from 9:30 to 11 in the morning. And then I did Tuesdays at 9. And then if I needed one more or I had time, I would do it on Sunday. So, like, I would do Sunday evenings because you don't want to do mornings because people are in church. Sunday evenings are actually a really great time to book for the week because most people are at home relaxing before they go to work. So Sunday evenings, I would say, like, I would usually do, I think it was like 6 to 8 if I had to have an extra one. Okay, Rylan.
Add one more question to, maybe to help out. When you started with your consistent phone jams, what was your call goal when you were newer?
When I was newer, I think it was 20 calls per phone jam, minimum. The reason
Calls or books?
calls. The reason was, I mean, I was in school. I didn't have a ton of demo time, but I wanted to fulfill it. So if I did 80 calls a week, it was able to fill it. And that was minimum. Like if I had time to do more, I'd probably do more. But That was like a minimum goal I would set for myself.
Kind of depends on your schedule.
That's a question, that's a to think on.
Okay.
I don't like on Zoom, so it's not gonna share.
What?
I was gonna ask, what's the equivalent for maybe somebody like me or a manager?
PDI.
20 phone gyms.
PDI. Either PDI or recruiting. So like this summer, like this is gonna count for you guys, you managers. This summer, I'm gonna brag on myself a little bit. I was really good at recruiting, but it was
Our recruiting systems are hers, by the way,
Yeah.
not mine. So what we do is her fault.
So-
Thanks, Kristen, I'm joking.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
sorry guys, I made you work harder.
Yeah.
But I was really good at recruiting because I was really good at dedicating time in my schedule and promising, hey, if I have this in my schedule, I'm doing it. So I made a lot of phone calls, and that's gonna happen when you have a new office. But it was worth it because I promised myself I would, and I was happy with my recruiting numbers.
How many people were you recruiting?
20 plus. My fire number was always 20 or more. I had 3 weeks back to back over 30. So,
She was best in the division.
yeah. So for you, that would be recruiting or PDI. Okay, Rylan, did you have anything that you added that you didn't have in there?
Yes. I don't know where to put like the income one. I guess I can't think of where I would put that. But I already had like my classes scheduled out and everything like that. So I just added like study time for those specifically. And then on Sundays are like normally like my cleaning and like my reset days. So I did like after church from like 5:30, like a clean day, and then a phone jam after that because I had phone jams in there, I just didn't have times. So I just added like that on a weekend, and then I have 2 during the week. And then I added like you said, like wake up time, like sleep time, so I added like when I would wake up, and then during the days of the week, like when I would get ready for school, or like get ready for bed and like pick out my outfit for school or something the night before, and kind of just stuff like that.
For sure. And I'm actually glad you brought this up because I wanted to touch on one thing that I forgot when I was a new rep. I worked a lot, and you can ask Steven this, like I worked a lot all the time, every day pretty much. And I almost got to the point of burnt out. So I want you guys to know it's okay to have a day in your schedule where you're like, this is my off day. Take that as sacred time. Steven will sometimes do Wednesdays as his day off. Like this is his day. And that is totally okay. Don't think you have to work every single day. But if you're going to take days off, plan it. What do I need to get done before I have my day off? What is my deadline before I can relax? If I don't get these things done by the time I'm relaxing, am I going to feel guilty when I'm relaxing? So make sure it's dedicated time off, not just a way to procrastinate more stuff. So, Liberty, was there something in there that you added that you had any questions about?
No, not really, not questions, but like kind of it got my mind going. Cause like during the push period, I like completely booked myself and I forgot to take time for like my other things that I have to get taken care of, you know? Like my laundry, like that's disgusting, but like I didn't really do a lot of laundry. And cleaning, honestly, I just like did nothing but work. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like I have to learn a balance.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I have days where it's like today, I didn't really have much to do. Today was my cleaning day. I washed my dogs. And that's okay because I planned that time off and then I worked tonight. So make sure and add those. A lot of times what I would do is Sunday morning because I could go to church, I could do my laundry, I could meal prep, like whatever. So that's always a good time for me, unless I work events. So yeah, make sure that that's in there.
What do you do grocery shopping?
I don't put grocery shopping in my schedule. I'm gonna be so honest, just because, yeah. So that's in the cracks, just because I don't need to go every week. When I do go, it's like a big load for a month. And then I'll just like randomly go when I run out of milk.
That's kind of what I do, and then like,
Yeah.
if I have something I wanna make in mind and I need to keep ingredients, then I'll go like that day or the day before.
Yeah.
and get those.
So my day off is like grocery shopping, laundry, cleaning house, like
I
whatever.
wanna do a workshop on how to grocery shop, because I'm like, what do I get, like how, like what are the
Steven, I
non-negotiables
got
for?
you.
Oh,
We're gonna have to have another
Oh,
workshop.
yeah, that's a
for
good
that.
one.
Stephen, I have one big haul a month, and then if I go grocery shopping any other time than that, it's because I ran out of milk.
Yeah, you gotta teach me how to
Hey
do that.
guys,
Yeah.
I do wanna add,
Oh my gosh, I forgot he was.
there's a place in Canyon where you can actually get
Free food, yeah.
Oh,
a,
it's not my house.
Do you have a Blanca or
Mm-mm.
something like that?
Yeah,
What?
but-
It's at, do you have a Blanca? It's like at a church, St. Anna's Church, like there's like a building right behind it. Like you just kinda like sign up and you get like 40 credits, like $40 to spend.
Oh, that's cool.
That is so nice.
That's
So
awesome.
if you,
Like
if you're
milk,
struggling,
eggs, beans in a can, like the basics.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, yeah, make sure the free food bucket is full too. No, but make sure all of those things are in there, because if you don't have laundry, you're kind of SOL, like.
yeah.
So make sure those are in there somewhere. I just do those on my days off.
Bread, chicken, milk, usually.
Don't worry, Steven, I got you.
Guys, you got meal prep?
I
This
try
is why
to,
Sam
yeah.
feeds me all the
I
time.
go to the
Mhm.
camp.
Yeah. Trevor, was there anything in there that you added that you had any questions about, or you think it's valuable that other people hear what you did?
I mean, I put more phone jams.
Mhm.
Steven's told me to do that before. Kind of forgot to.
Right.
So I put more phone jam stuff in there. So.
Right, right. Adrian, that's actually really good. Phone jams are great. What's something you added to your schedule that you had questions on, or you want to share with the group?
They're just like something new is fun time.
Phone time. So phone time is the big consensus.
Yeah.
So I was talking about job.
Yeah, so come on.
I don't get people.
Right.
That's good.
So, okay, so now that you guys have your schedule set up, I just have a couple questions for you. Does your schedule now reflect who you are? Do you have your priorities in there? Steven, for you, this is a huge example. Is Sam in your calendar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
this is a reflection
she
of who
is,
he
yeah.
is. He has work, he has Sam, he has gym time, he has church time. If I look at Steven's calendar, I'm gonna be like, yep, that's Steven. That sums him up. And that's what all of your calendars should look like. Like Serena, yours should say like, oh, this is gonna be when I go party with my friends. This is gonna be when I go do a demo. This is gonna be, and I should be like, yep, that's Serena. That sums her up. Because the way you fill your buckets is you personalize your schedule, you stick to your schedule, and you commit to it for the future. If your goals are aligned with what you value, you can exceed your goals. So, does anybody have any questions about anything scheduling, anything you added to your schedule, anything like that?
One, but it's like a kind of personal. Okay. So I set a goal. I want to do like close to 20 demos a week, but like I've made Mondays and Tuesdays are kind of the office days. That's when I go do like interviews and stuff at the office. And then like Fridays and Saturdays are training. I don't know. I'm like struggling with that. So like I don't know. Try to fit all of them in.
So Mondays and Tuesdays you can't work because they're office stuff, and then Fridays and Saturdays.
For the most part, yeah, because like the driving is what takes up a lot.
Gotcha. So the one thing I would ask you is, what time do you want to be done by the end of the day?
I don't really care.
Don't care. Can you fit something like, so I like to load up my demos. I work more efficiently if I am doing 5 demos a day rather than one where I wake up, go to the demo, and then I'm like, okay, like whatever. So load up yours See how it works.
Okay.
Load up your days and think about it. If you're doing 5 demos a day, what is that? 4 days of demos. Now, if that doesn't work, it just doesn't work for your schedule, mix and match. So one thing about your schedule that I have been getting better at, I'm still working on my schedule. One thing you have to do, Liberty, and all of you have to reflect on everything in your schedule. Look back at last week. What worked in my schedule and what did I not do? Why did I not do this? Oh, because I slept in. Maybe I should move my sleeping so I can rearrange my schedule. So you have to reflect on everything that you did in order for your schedule next week to succeed. It's a moving part. And that's why everybody struggles with schedules, is because it's not like, I can't just be like, hey, Rylan, you're going to do this next week. You're going to be like, no, my schedule changes so much. So you have to reflect what worked, what didn't work. How can I improve? How can I grow? So that's what you're going to have to do, Liberty, is try something this week to fit those 20 demos. If it doesn't work, how can you move that to next week? Let's try this. And it's trial and error until you perfect it. We're not Josh Moeller. We don't run 9 companies, so it's not that stressful. So as long as you can keep moving it and you become the master of your schedule, then it's going to line up with what you want.
Okay.
Cool. Anyone else have any questions?
I don't have a question, but I just want you to look at my schedule.
Okay,
Because
I can do that.
I pretty much have everything, but
Yeah.
we'll get there when we get there.
Yeah, I can look at it. If y'all need help with individual schedules, we don't really have time for that right now, but I can help you with it. Do you guys have any questions on scheduling, how to improve? What else should I add? Anything like that? Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to turn it back to Steven because, like I said, phone time is important in your schedule, and I'm not going to take up too much more of it. So, thanks for having me, guys.
Wow, I need to record. Watch the recording, the whole thing. That was awesome. Well, guys, I hope you got lots of notes and got lots of goods from that. I'm sure you did. You're going to be seeing a lot more of Kristen leading workshops for us and teaching you guys and pouring back into you guys. She's passionate about you guys. She cares about you guys. She wants to know you guys. She wants to see you grow. She wants you guys to crush it because this office is important to her, and you guys are important to her. So I know you probably felt that in that message and that workshop and how she prepared for that. So great job, Kristen. Thank you for that. With that said, it's 7:36. We got 24 minutes left of phone time. So during a 30-minute phone jam, you should make 20 calls. We only have 24 minutes left. So really 15 calls should be the number. Okay, that's your call goal during this time. So you need to have some efficiency. You need to have a plan. You need to have a list of people to call. So with that said, I'm going to stop talking. Get out your names list. Get out your schedule. Get out your phone approach and your phone. And we're going to call to book up tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like Kristen said, the storm is going to be the best time to book demos because everybody's going to be at home. So book them virtually if you need to. Okay, that's probably a safe plan so that there's really no excuse. Like, what was the customer going to say? Like, oh, I'm not going to get out in the snow? Oh, yeah, me neither. So make sure that you book your demos for this weekend. Take advantage because it's out there for you. So I'm going to stop talking. I'll put some music on. Let's do it.
Can I borrow one of your